Wahoo!
Hello and welcome everyone back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer. And of course the boys are here as well, as we carry on our tabletop RPG series of Warhammer's Fantasies, Mordheim, City of the Damned, the City of Nuln. Actually, I think I called it the City of Nuln now. Anyway, so what happened in the last episode? Our group, after many weeks of time spent in Nuln, had uncovered that the Marquis, a noble who was in the favour of the Countess of Nuln, was very corrupt, was very evil and disgusting. So they put it in their minds to bring him to justice, to bring him down. Well, many weeks passed. In fact, it's probably only like a week how we've been going through time. And finally, that
I think it's
time
been
came.
about 2.
I think it has been like just 2. That is very nice. The team finally got their chance to take down the Marquis. Unfortunately, he was not in his usual form. Instead, he had been mutated by the Skaven into a abomination of flesh and chaos steel. But after the fearful presence of the Marquis's new form faded, our group rallied, broke out of their fear, and thanks to one very lucky, very precise strike, Marquis's abominable form was felled by one of the dwarves. After that, collecting themselves, they went through the Marquis's house floor by floor. Well, no, not quite. Most of them left out the sex dungeon. We all know who stayed in the sex dungeon and searched. He found some goodies.
Any place is a good place to look for gold.
I should get you to roll for disease, but we won't. One person's enough.
He said as he entered the cauldron of boiling magma to pick up some change.
They uncovered a few select
I
items.
would be wearing gloves. FYI.
They uncovered a few items of curiosity. And one of our warband members came down with a affliction. He's got a case of the Debbie Downs, I'm afraid. He's caught the Downs.
The Mega Downs. The Mega Sad.
The big oof.
'Tis true.
Big fucking sads.
'Tis true. But we carry on our episode as the team have gathered up a lot of the belongings. Humperdinck has gone outside and spoken to the 2 guards there to inform the Woodards? Might be the Woodards. That the deed is done. And another guard is sent to the Countess's estate, palace rather, to inform her of what has well, in brief, the Marquis has been put to the sword. And of course, a carriage and a cart is called for you all. There'll probably be a couple of hours of you guys basically looting, putting stuff in a pile, covering it in bed sheets, hauling it out to the cart. Do you want to do anything in the Marquis's property? Or do you want to head back to the 3 Crowns and go through your spoils there?
I think probably go through the spoils back at the 3 Crowns, because we went through most of the looting last week. Anyway.
Yep, all the items were laid out for you to take.
Yeah. The only thing I was really looking for was books and scrolls or whatever. So.
Yep. So there are a number of books that you can essentially, if you want, you can just grab everything and in your leisure go through to see what's valuable, what's not, or you can spend time in the Marquis's house, choice picking, checking each book.
That would probably make more sense for Casper at the moment. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So give me a search test with a plus 30. This is just for Casper, who's staying and looking for Pacific books. Then give me give me one of each of your magical knowledges. Again with a plus 30, or not just magical knowledges, your normal knowledge as well, if you have any other, except from things like Reichland. If you have any specialties, roll them to see if you find any books related to that.
Just roll them, or roll them up plus 30?
Plus 30, yes, because you know what you're looking for, and you're spending as much time as you need to check each book and go, okay, well, this is a cookbook, not interested. This is a book on gardening, not interested. Livia quickly tries to grab the book out of the air and...
I'll have those. Fuck you.
Nothing on magic. Definitely nothing on necromancy.
I feel like you burn a couple of books with that roll.
Nothing on history.
So the issue is with like the necromancy, is a natural 100 is he definitely hasn't found anything to do with, because if I give him a book, he's only going to be happy that he found it. It's like, it's a natural 100, something bad should happen to you, like you stub your toe or something as you're wandering around. You're like, motherfucker, that hurt, god damn it.
Gets a little bit worse of the big sad.
Okay. So, you do find a book on the genealogical histories, heraldry.
Okay.
And
Herald law?
you put it into your bag for something to study later. You found a book of interest. Well. Yeah. Right, do one for law. So you find one for your your heraldry.
Genealogy.
You find one for that. You can mark down that appears to have something to do with the coffin.
Okay.
You find another book on law. The book on law seems to be quite an old law book, based on the laws of Nuln. So if you ever, this book will be a bit of a tricky one. You'll get a bonus to rolls using this book of laws when trying to befuddle people and confuse people using law.
Okay.
So anytime you need to use, I want to confuse someone with law, or if you come across a time when you need to know some old obscure law about Nuln that could aid you, that book will give you a plus 10.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So I just put in the description. Laws of Nuln gives a plus 10 to befuddling with law.
Yes, excellent.
Seems about right. I'm just swapping over to my computer real quick.
I don't know who you are, but
Sorry. I forgot I hit Shift Tab earlier. Oh boy. I should probably change that key binding if I'm honest. Ooh, okay.
Did anyone else want to go through the Marquis's library, essentially?
I could see if I find anything useful for me.
Sure.
You know,
I
this
will.
one,
I will quickly add, just because you get a success, if it's a really obscure one and he doesn't have any, like there'd be no reason for him to have it, then it's kind of like, sorry, you don't find it. Like if you want to find one on elven love making rituals or something, he just doesn't. Actually, he probably would have that.
The Elven Sutra.
He... Brilliant.
So
See,
it's
I'm
a much
really-
lower than the lower stuff that I have.
Yes, roll the law things that you have with a plus 30.
you know,
See,
this thought came across my mind. I should probably look for tomes and goodies. Then I remember, hell, I can read.
Brilliant.
See, I would
Sad.
I would like to, but I don't think he'll ever have anything on runes in here.
Should I roll my trades as well? Apothecary, herbalist, cook?
Yes, you can.
Um,
I still smell like dog. Hurts.
Okay, so you do indeed find a cookbook. It'll give you a plus 10 to doing cooking recipes. Doesn't really, as you look through it, you're not quite sure why the Marquis would have it, but then you see that it goes through wine lists, so correct wines and vintages to go with each, and you can see that in some areas of the book he's highlighted a particular wine, and if you wanted to cross-reference, you would find that bottle of wine, like that cases of that wine in his storeroom. You do find a book on herbology. Unfortunately, it's a human book, and it doesn't seem to be anything of particular interest. As you skim through it quickly, most of these techniques are outdated to you, but it would give you a plus 10 on finding herbs in particularly, well, like, how to say this? So in the outskirts of Nuln, I basically said to you that the further away from the city that you get, the more chance you'll have of finding herbs. This book will give you a plus 10 when you're in a barren land. When you're in a land where normally you wouldn't, like as a wood elf, you'd be like, well, there's nothing really here. This book will kind of give you the human guide to finding certain plants. So it's like bad lands, arid lands. It'll give you some assistance when dealing with human herbologists, because you know where they've come from. But it won't give you any bonuses, unfortunately. But your apothecary book that you find, this does actually seem to be an apothecary book. Although some of the writings in it are quite obscure, talking about an elixir of life, with items, objects that you've never heard of before, and you kind of doubt that most of them even exist. But there are some, for extracting cyanide from pills and from seeds, and there's some very basic there's some very basic knowledge there that would work, that you could work with. So you can add in that you've got a book that'll give you a plus 10 to your apothecary. Sorry, my brain's having a moment. You find another book for, I think this is where I got mixed up with the cyanide. You find a book that talks about extracting certain chemicals and certain, Dark Ages effects. If you mix this chemical and this chemical together, it gives off a blue smoke that smells of almonds. When inhaled deeply, the subject passes out. It's like, I wonder what that could be.
I'm going to nail you on this. Seriously? You're giving me cyanide?
Well, they had it in the old days, they just didn't know exactly
What
what
it
it
They
was.
was.
they have it in Warhammer too. It's actually commonly used.
Are we terrorists?
Nah.
Nah, not in this game.
Can we be terrorists?
Not yet.
We're freedom
Possibly.
fighters, okay?
So yeah, you do get a book, the science book again. This will give you a +10 on science rolls. The history book, you'd find a book on Nuln. So basically you find an old book which is the history of Nuln. It won't. It's very specific to Nuln. It won't really give you all that much benefits. It will give you a +10 to history rolls around Nuln. You do. What part of it would it be? I mean, Nuln's not. Yeah, you'd get Nuln's old history and leading up to what it is now. And then books on magic. Unfortunately, you do not find any books on magic. The only books you find on magic are clearly not actually magical. Like, as you're reading them, yeah, okay, to the layman, this would sound like magic and ritual and satanic dealings. But it's not. It's just a book that would get passed around by nobles who like snuff tapes and, you know, these, it's very, but it's all fake. It's not actually real. Unfortunately. But you do find books for all the other ones of some use here or there.
The Almanac of Satanic Rituals fine print does not contain actual satanic rituals.
Did I find
Kind
the
of.
fucking D&D rulebook?
Good on. Take a look if the marquee has any books on engineering or gunsmithing.
Yeah, you can roll. +30. Sadly, you don't find any books on engineering. And you don't find any on gunsmithing. He just doesn't seem to be his.
Also allowed?
Yeah, smithing's also allowed if you have that law.
Is it worth me trying rune crafting or not really?
You never know.
You do find a book on smithing. It's not really a
But this
book
stuff
on.
I already know. Is what I
It's-
get from you.
It's oddities. There are a lot of blades in there that you've never heard of. And it does have drawings of different types of blade from round the Empire and a bit further around. So that piques your interest, but it won't give you a bonus to crafting the weapon. However, if you hold on to this book, you'll be able to make blades that look like all the blades throughout the Empire. So you could make a Bretonnian longsword, you could make an Imperial short sword, you could make a Norscan axe, you could make a mace from the Borderlands. You know what they all look like now, and their measurements and their, you know, the width of the tang to the hilt. You know all that now.
Guess I'll keep that book then.
I would like-
I'm gonna try to roll for
weaponry.
runes, if that's okay.
You
This
can.
I'll go for last.
Not that
What,
there's gonna be anything.
What was that, Albie?
book on human weaponry for in my inventory.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you look through the books, but there's none on runesmithing.
Yeah, didn't think there would. I have my good luck last week.
Also, I don't think runes are a hot topic in humans.
Not for the Marquis. And again, I have to think specifically for the Marquis.
He
No,
likes
I-
to
Yeah,
do
fair.
like dwarves.
Don't worry, I understand. Like, as a player, I understand.
So Jim, what would you like to roll for?
Jim.
He's quickly trying to munch down that last bite of lasagna. And now he's choking as he's trying to get the water in the drink and wash it down. Spluttering lasagna all over his screens and his keyboard. I can see it now. So as you do look through, everything was taken. I think some of you all took like a fine bottle of rum or insert fine bottle of alcohol here.
Yeah, I think we all got at least one.
I probably took one just to make new blood wine when it comes around to it.
Can I search now?
Oh yes.
I want to look for elven goods, and if I don't find any, I just want to start stealing anything that isn't nailed down to the floor. Salvage.
So you don't actually need to roll for this. I was waiting for someone to mention. There's a number of items that are elven. A lot of the trinkets and the monetary value of the 2,150 gold coins are elven trinkets, jewelry, accessories. There are a couple of small paintings that the artist's signature is definitely of an elf, not a wood elf, of course. One of your high brethren.
Yeah. Still, I would be grabbing anything elven. Anything and everything.
Sadly, there's no extras in here. Yeah, there's no extras. Like, if you wanted to keep out of your share of gold, you can, if you want, turn around and go, well, I would like for the cost of a signet ring to actually be an elven signet ring that I can have. That's fine. But yeah, there aren't any other items except from that.
Here's the thing. If I find anything also magical that is wood elf, I'll be keeping those. If there's, just stuff that is elvish but not wood elf,
there are a couple of
may
items.
Just let it go.
There are a couple of items which are definitely wood elf. Again, trinkets, pins, bangle, just little jewelry items that, to be honest, they could have been traded. I think there's a tiny bit of trade that goes on with Bretonians and wood elves. More likely than not, most of this was salvaged from elves that had fallen in battle and then been sold on from merchant to merchant to merchant down the years until the Marquis got hold of them. Yeah, but there's no artifacts in here. There's no relics or magical items.
Never mind. I'll still keep a few of the paintings and stuff like that, but then I'm gonna try not to mind too much.
Righto. So you all spend, a few hours have passed as you've gone through. Humperdinck would probably have gathered up a few books, a few items, and told you all that he's going to head to the Countess's palace and inform her what he's found, and that you all should go back to the Three Crowns once you're done. He will be along in a couple of days' time to just see how everyone's doing, see how everyone's getting along, and let you all know when we'll be leaving. This also allows you to enjoy part of Black Powder Week.
Can I use that genealogy book now to to take a look at the coffin?
You probably could, because you got here quite early. Like, you were brought here in a box, Casper, so it was sunny out. So you spend probably about an hour doing the fight and the search, and then 3 hours. So you've probably got at least another 4 hours, 5 hours of daylight.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing much during that, so...
So sure, you can use the genealogy book, which will give you a +10, plus a +10 for the coffin itself, but then you take a -30 because of the obscure nature of the lore.
Alright, can I spend an extra hour to get a +10?
Sure.
Okay, so it's flat now. Oh, okay.
Okay, so with 4 degrees of success, it takes you a lot longer than you thought. But as you go over the sigil on the coffin itself, and you look through the book, and at first you can't find it, and then as you keep going through and go back, and well, if it's not there, then what does it closest resemble? And you finally find the sigil that matches the one on the coffin. And as you begin reading, this is the sigil of the von Lasteins. So von Lasteins rather than the von Carsteins. The von Lasteins,
I was going to say, that sounds like a discount von Karstein.
They are a member of the Van Carstein bloodline, but they are an offshoot of the family branch. The von Lasteins were human for quite a while, whilst the von Carsteins turned to vampirism, but eventually they fell as well. And you can see that the book speaks of them obviously before the fall, because when you look at the sigil on the coffin, you can see that some embellishments, yeah, I think that's, have been added to it, which is why you didn't find it to begin with.
Okay.
And as you read through, they were as it says, it was an offshoot branch of the von Carsteins. The book would mention them, and that they are a smaller offshoot family, and that their estates were in bloody Slovenia. I was going to say Councilvania, but it's not. It's Slovenia. It was in Slovenia, but it was on the outskirts, not in the heart of their territory.
Okay.
And the last recorded successor, I guess, to the line was Druk von Lastein. Druk, yeah. And all it says there, okay, under his last bit of the genealogy, is that he was a master at arms. He was a superb fighter. But then it doesn't mention anything else after that.
Oh, okay. Ah, I see. Okay.
Why do I have a feeling that von Larsteins suddenly have an extra member of the family?
You can add in von Larstein's coffin.
Yeah, I've already put in my notes. There's no way I can take the coffin with me, can I?
Yeah,
I think
there's
we already
carts.
were. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got the whole loot list from earlier, from last week, written in my thing. Von Larstein. There we go. just so we don't forget.
Okay. Other than that, I don't think there's much else. Yeah, no, there's not much else. Casper go find a chair and sit and wait for the night to fall.
You could get in the coffin as it's transported to the 3 Crowns.
We do also still have the chest we brought you in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nah. I'll shake it up a little. I'm going to get into the coffin instead.
Oh dear. Oh, now I have to carry you in the coffin, do I? Right.
Don't you think carrying a coffin through city streets in broad daylight
Gonna be in
might
a
be?
You think too much about what humans care about.
What I care about is those lovely gemstones on the lid.
Yes,
Of course,
but they'll
none
be
of that will
worth
matter
more.
because in a matter of weeks I will die.
You'll be
But you know, positive thinking, right?
You'll be fine, Carla.
This reminds me, Carla. This may not bring you any comfort or anything, but I did come to thinking. You were a follower of more, I suppose. Maybe you still are, but
Still am.
what was your dooming? Out of curiosity.
Oh, that's it. I need to actually remind myself.
To be killed by a rat with plague?
No, no,
Irrelevant.
my actual dooming.
Irrelevant will
actual-
perk up from a corner and shout, "She figured out that prayer magic, it's just magic." And she'll go back to stealing stuff.
My actual dooming was heed not the smith and his artifice lies thy doom. Doesn't really seem relevant, does it?
The smith? Perhaps the genealogical smith that edited those rats to have the plague?
That's not smithing. And you know it. That's how
Genetical.
smithing works.
Or the smith that put together your armor and made it shoddy.
Yeah,
Shoddily.
that's what it would be, but I was trying to make it for the rat poison that you are now dying from.
Yeah,
You will
Casper
have
just
to
kind of.
excuse me as Discord is losing its heart right now for me.
Yeah. Stop it. Discord,
I'm
stop.
pretty sure it's something on my end.
If you can hear
Well-
me, you are coming through beautifully.
I wish I could reciprocate, but you're quite a robot.
Yes, everything's good on my end, so I think it is just your end. And
I think I'm just gonna have to ride this out.
So Casper, do you, like, after you've all done researching, you're getting everything into the wagons that are outside, are you getting in the coffin to travel back to the 3 Crowns?
Yeah, I'm getting in the coffin inside the house, so, you know, I don't get seen by the guards or shit.
Sure.
Otherwise, that'll be weird.
So the coffin door gets closed, the team put a bed sheet to wrap it round it, maybe actually a duvet, so there's a bit of padding there so it doesn't look like a coffin that's been wrapped in a bed sheet. Who knows? Casper, once you're inside there, can you do me a magical sense test? With a
Sure.
plus 30.
Where is magical sense? I don't use it that often.
Time to pull out the garlic.
There we go.
I
So
mean,
as
are you
the-
seasoning a soup?
As the coffin lid closes and you kind of lean back and you're looking at the back of the coffin lid, writing begins to appear in blood red letters, written all the way across. You understand it in its base form as a magical... I think of it like Sauron's ring. You know, once it gets hot, the script appears. Well, once the correct person gets in the coffin, the effect acts. You feel sated. You feel as if you are full. And thus, you feel happy. For a short time, at least. This coffin, whilst a vampire normally sleeps within, their bloodthirst is sated. For the time that they're travelling in. Now, normally this would be an extremely valuable if Mr. Vampire wants to travel from point A to point Z and it's going to take 4 months. He can just get in it, be in it for 4 months and not need to feed. For you, it's a little bit different. If you spend 8 hours in there each evening, you will gain 8 hours onto your time limit. It's a little bit annoying for you because you've now got to work out more for your feedings.
God damn it. Yeah.
But it will also act as a oh shit device for if you're run out of blood wine or blood, you can get in until you find some bandits, for example. You're not unconscious in there. You're not asleep. Just whilst in there, you are sated. And it is large enough that you can sit back with a book. There's no light in there. You'd have to be able to see in the dark or have a magical source of light.
Okay. Alright.
And for... Technically, you wouldn't... I'll give you it just so that I don't forget. When you're inside the coffin, no one can sense you. So if you are using a magical light inside, a wizard could be stood directly outside. It could be stood next to the coffin, doing a magical sense and cannot detect that there's any magic going on.
Just don't look at it under a black light.
Probably best not to.
I was able
Jesus
to see the
Christ.
coffin door. Wasn't I able to see the coffin door?
Yes, you can see the coffin, but you didn't see that there was a magical effect on it. It wasn't... The coffin was glowing with like a magical item. No, I thought you saw the. When you looked down at it. Did I fuck up there and say that it had a...
I think you did say it had a faint light. Yeah, I think it lit up for me.
That might have been my fuck up. It's not meant to. So you're not meant to see that. So if you had these in a stack of coffins and you were trying to hide your vampire lord away, you wouldn't be able to tell using your magical sense. So I might have fucked up there and said that it was... magical
To be fair,
item.
I think we opened it last week as well, so...
Pretty sure we did.
Maybe that's
If
why
for no
we
other
could
reason
detect
than
it.
to look for shinies.
Yeah, I might have fucked up there. The coffin's not meant. It's meant to appear mundane, and the magical effect is only meant to activate once a vampire gets in and shuts the lid. It's like, oh, there's a vampire inside. Stasis field on his bloodthirst and keep him sated so he can travel for long distances, but also conceal him so that the priests and the evildoers cannot harm your master. Sorry, did I say your master? I meant your comrade. Anyway.
Yes. Certainly.
Indubitably.
So you gather up all your stuff and you grab poor Mario along. He kind of trundles along with his pike. Kind of just he's now got this long distance stare of just I've seen some shit, man. I don't know what I've seen, but I've seen some terrible things. And he just sits quietly, just staring off into the distance as you're taken back. It takes about 2 carts to actually get all the stuff out of the Marquis's house. And there are a number of people who are like onlookers who are checking. But Humperdinck did, as he left, or one of the guards did, they posted a document of... Basically, a legal document was nailed to the Marquis's front door. So it's all above board, apparently, as you're chucking all this gold and valuables out.
We are legally allowed to jack his shit.
So he's not here within... If he's not here within 10 minutes, we're legally allowed to have it all.
Seems that way. Seems that way.
Hey, it's legal salvage.
We got salvage rights. There you go.
According to Humperdinck, you do.
Listen, he died. There was a whole incident. You must have heard it. Yeah, you have to heard it. Everyone's heard it. If you didn't hear it, what are you? Nobody? Can't be a nobody.
So you gather up all your loot and you head on back to the 3 crowns. Everyone except from Casper, please pay your leg tax.
Hey.
And now he's doing tax evasion.
I think the GIF fucking Waldo posted recently just is rather...
It just fits perfectly.
Yeah. It's a great time.
There we go.
So you all get back. You all unload your goods, taking the coffin up first, taking it up to Casper's room and sticking it in there. Well, actually, you do have the choice now, I suppose. Do you want to go back to the boat? Or do you want to go to the 3 crowns?
It's up to you guys.
We'll say the 3 crowns. Seems easier. So you dump off
What
your
was that
loot.
crate?
Don't talk.
There's a number of people who stare at the group as they come in, just like, as you're just carrying bags over your shoulders, just yep, just up to our rooms, just jingle, jingling as you go.
Ding, dingling, ding, ding, ding.
It's free real estate.
These 5
Literally.
dudes just barge into
People cast for literally.
all jingly and shit.
And after a while, the boats, the carts are unloaded.
We got an adventure with the bling.
And you're now in your rooms at the 3 crowns. It's probably getting close to sunset now. Well, actually, it's probably not, because you didn't spend... You probably got like 2-3 hours before sunset. No, 2 hours.
I'm going to go to the... Guess where I'm going to go? The Dwarven Quarter. To do some more rune crafting. I'll tell everyone where I am. So if they need me, they can come get me.
Sure.
I'll thank for everyone for carrying me to the room and everything, and I'll ask them to leave while I've got to study. I'll lock the door when they leave.
Before I leave, I just want to turn to Casper and ask, and what was yours? The dooming, I mean.
Thrice haunted, you shall die.
Looks like your might have been a bit more accurate than mine.
I've already faced my 3 hauntings. And with that, I'll
Right.
close the door.
Oh, okay. I imagine Carla stood outside like, wait, 3 already? And you just closed the door on her.
It's a cruel world.
It is.
What did I miss?
So Casper's found a coffin that used to belong to a vampire that now he's
Yeah.
living in, and you
yeah,
transported the
if you
loot
wanna
back
get-
to the 3 crowns.
It still belongs to a vampire.
Yeah.
Just
We
different motion.
appropriated it on an indefinite loan.
Yeah. I'll just start doing research on those books.
By the way, did we find any gunpowder?
No.
didn't look for it.
So you
Yeah,
didn't
there were
find there was no
guns
weapons.
there anyway.
There were no
We looked
weapons. All the weapons were taken by the Skaven. All the slaves that were in the slave dungeon, they were all taken. They didn't grab the alcohol. I think I said the food was still there. The food would have been taken. That was my bad. As far as I'm aware, Skaven don't care for human alcohol, or only like a very small percentage of them do.
Why
Turns
do I
out-
now want to see, like, drunken Skaven?
Because it would be awesome.
Turns out the coffin where Casper is currently residing is also full of, alcohol and booze that we stole.
Oh my god, yes, this is an idea. When we do Skaven campaign, we're just a bunch of Skaven alcoholics.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I will kill your asses off, I swear. Roll perception, -30. Well, you're in a fight now and everything's -30, so... I die now, yes.
No.
I mean,
If we ever do a Skaven campaign, my Skaven will just want to fuck off and open a flower shop somewhere.
Didn't you try that already?
I did, and I'll keep trying until I succeed.
Listen, we need to raid the dwarf thing's stronghold. Yes, to grab their ale. Fucking heist for Mugmans.
Dear Lord.
Pretending
would be
to be
such a
human
cool
trader,
quest.
which is just free Skaven in a trench coat.
So, you're back at the 3 Crowns. Ragnar's gone off to do some rune smithing. Casper's gone upstairs to research the the heraldry of the coffin and some other things that he found. Livia, are you going to go through your books? Was there anything you wanted to do, or?
Yeah, Livia will study her books.
Okay, cool. I mean, if you're all just going to study for now, you can literally spend the rest of the evening doing that. And we can fast forward to like the dwarves coming back. Or if Blackhand stays in the pub, then we'll wait till Ragnar comes back.
Yeah, it'll be about 4 hours before Ragnar comes
I will
back.
probably
Just let me know when the day passes.
up and study the smithing book.
It really
So-
would have gone to do a quick visit to Bane to ask for the courier raven again. But other than that, that's all she wants to do really right now. Oh yeah, she's gonna be buying supplies.
Okay, so you go through town buying some supplies, and you basically go up to the palace gates. They see who it is. And they're like, okay, yeah, we know who you are. Go on through. One of the guards does turn round and watches you. You can feel like his eyes on your back as you walk towards the palace and then veer off to go towards Bane's tower. And when you veer off, you can see you get that feeling of you're not being watched anymore. But you knock on the door. The apprentice greets you. You just wanted to send a message, was that it?
Yeah, I just want to send a message asking for the elven bowstring.
Sure, okay, yep, you can do that. The apprentice writes down your message, basically. Yeah, writes down the message, because you certainly can't write it down for him. So
I can't, not yet.
He writes it down.
I'll be able to do that in like 1000 XP, I guess.
And your message will be delivered. It will be delivered in common. No, Bane can probably write Elvish, maybe. It'll either be in common or Elvish. I'll have to see if Bane's actually got Elvish.
I mean, it wouldn't really matter. Someone in there would probably recognize a sigil or something like that. Just
back of the pile. Back of the pile. It's not in Elvish. We'll give it 50 years. So you can do that. Would you mind paying the government another 4 pennies as you go through the gate and then back through? I'll be kind, actually. I'll be kind. I'll say you decided to walk. So you walked from the Marquis's place to the palace to send your message, and then you walk back, buying your things. So it's only 2 pennies.
Okay. I was going to say, if it was only 4 pennies, it's still 4 pennies.
And I was going to have you go. I was going to have you pay 6 pennies in total, walking through the gates to the tavern, then back, and then through again. But that's mean, so I'll just make you pay once. So yeah, sure, you can do that. Was there any RP you guys wanted to do today, or would you just finish the day off, just sleep, and greet the morning?
I don't have anything specific to do.
Yeah, Casper's retiring to the bedroom, so he's not doing anything.
Cool. Okay. So the night passes. It's kind of noisy. There's lots of celebrating. There's more fireworks tonight, as with every night on Black Powder Week. But the night passes, and celebrations go on into the late hours. You do all get a decent rest. I believe the next day. Can we get Ragnar, Livia, and Carla? Livia, to roll me a 1d10. See if we get any new ones.
They're working on it. Laptop's not giving me a break tonight. I'm sorry.
Okay, so as you all wake up this morning, most of you go downstairs, and you can see that the tavern seems to have brought a couple of extra people on. At this point in Gunpowder Week, a lot more tourists have come for Gunpowder Week, and it seems that the tavern's actually a lot busier this morning than any other morning that you've been there. As you all kind of wake up, we'll say it's about 9 o'clock now in the morning. Casper, you are very fortunate today. It is black clouds covering the sky, and this morning there seems to be a fog or a mist in the air. Sorry, a mist, not you get fog from rivers, or do you get mist?
Yeah, you get fog and mist.
You get fog and mist.
Question. Remind me, was my test a -10?
Nope.
I honestly okay, so it's just regular.
I believe it's flat.
Guys, I'm gonna roll it as soon as Roll20 lets me roll it.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's flat, and you lose 5 from every characteristic. Oh fuck! That was just toughness.
No, everything.
Oh my.
So as you all get up and you go downstairs to greet everyone, wash your face, you see the bar is busy. There's a lot of people walking about outside, and lots of people inside. As you kind of have your breakfast, you're looking around, you can see that there's a couple of foreigners who are, they look like they're from Bretonia. The way that they're dressed, the way that they're kind of, just the mannerisms in how they walk, how they, there's a word for it, how you
Swagger?
Swagger, that's the one.
They're kids.
And they're getting mobbed by just an absolute crowd of urchins, just begging, pleading. You could see the Bretonians like really fighting back the urge just to slap them away. And they both seem to have their valuables in their pockets, just before a madman starts laughing, running through the streets, butt naked, covered in gunpowder soot, just laughing I always get this word wrong. Maniacally.
Maniacally.
Maniacally, that's the one. Yes, maniacally. For some reason, certain words, my brain decides to swap the middle out with other words. And, yeah, completely butt naked, long white wizened beard that's just covered in, well, it is now greyish, almost black with gunpowder soot. Just kind of see it go by from the windows, just like, oh, well, Nuln as usual, I guess.
I would like to take a listen closer to why he's running around in gunpowder suit.
Go out and ask him.
He's a madman who's running through the street, butt naked, covered in gunpowder soot, and you want to get closer to him. By all means, go ahead.
Yes.
I mean, but the question, why aren't you running butt naked around the streets covered in gunpowder suit?
The real
I'm
question is
gonna-
why have you not lit his pipe yet? Go out there, give him
I'm
a
gonna immediately spend that fortune point I just got from sleeping.
Sure.
Oh no.
As soon as Roll20 will let
Remember,
me,
if you have a lucky charm, it has also regenerated now.
I don't have the lucky charm.
I have a lucky charm.
I
Yeah,
know.
you didn't blow it up this time.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't see the... Hey! Okay.
Succeeding is
Alive
a
for
good
another
thing.
day.
For now.
How long has it
Remember, it's
been?
the end of the
3
week
days?
I need to be afraid of.
Mutation. It could be a good one. You never know. So I believe one of our dwarfs wanted to run after the naked old man.
You are correct.
Sure. Okay. You see the he laughs, running down the street naked, just screaming out laughing, his white hair just flowing in the wind. You quickly raise from your seat, dart out the front door of the tavern and start chasing down the street. Like, hey, you wait! Running with your little dwarven legs, but somehow being very speedy. Just...
It's like Sonic the Hedgehog, they just start going round.
It's all about the breathing.
It takes you about
Breathe
2
in,
turns.
breathe out.
It takes you about 2 turns to catch up with him, because you had to get up from your seat, run round a few chairs and out the front door, and the barman was yelling at you as you nearly knocked over 2 patrons trying to come in. You ran off down the road. As you catch up to him, breathing and what did you want to ask him?
I would like to ask why he's running around naked in gunpowder suit.
That has to be the weirdest conversation starter ever. Chasing around a naked man. Why are you naked? Please tell me. I have to know.
Because the colour yellow smells like golden honey, it does!
I don't know what I expected, but it was not that.
No, it was not.
Say that again, please.
I don't think this counts.
If the colour yellow was coming out of my ass, then we would all be happy, wouldn't we? Wah!
What's coming out of his ass?
What the fuck?
I run free as I run free! Sigmar cannot stop me! Run, little dwarf, run!
I would like to knock him out.
Oh my
So
god.
you just chased
Oh.
after a
Okay.
naked man, asked him some questions, and now you're just gonna beat him up.
He's
fucking
okay.
there.
So he's. I do apologise if that was. I had to sit right back for that voice to it not to redline. So, so you want to. So you are quicker than him because I think your movement is 6, whereas he's a standard human, so it's 4. So
Move 5, but yeah.
technically
5 movement, 5.
5. Okay, so you've got 1 more on him. So technically you could do a kind of charge attack. But because you're both running, I would probably say there's a -10. So you'd basically be doing a standard attack. Are you doing this with your fists or with are you drawing a weapon?
If you have strike to
I'm
stun,
having second doubts about actually.
Do you have strike to stun? It's very important for knocking
don't.
someone out. You're just gonna kill him.
yeah, you would need to use your fists to do fatigue damage that way. Otherwise,
Yeah. It's gonna take a while to get
Could
him
I
down.
just grapple him instead?
you could.
Yeah, you can try.
That is
Wait,
possible. You
no,
can grapple
no.
someone after doing a
I
charge.
will
attack.
just charge alongside him and ask. So you're feeling quite free. Nothing special happened.
The colour purple entered my dreams, and now I smell of candy.
So something purple entered your dreams, and you felt the need to run around to liberate it.
Well, no, actually, if you look in the wizard's sleeve, you'll find a treat or two.
Out of character, what the fuck is this wizard's sleeve?
You're talking to a madman, Albie. He's literally insane.
It
There's
depends on
nothing out
what
of character
world.
beyond he is out of his mind.
It depends on what world we're talking about. A wizard's sleeve in reality is a little bit different to fantasy. So,
You know, this scene reminds me of the scene from like Asterix and Obelix going to the Olympiad. Like when the Roman dude is training and Asterix just running around next to him. Like, what you doing, son?
I mean, he's literally a creation of 3 random effects that happened. Like, well, he's a crazy man. Come on, you've been in a city. You must have seen their crazy men running around. Look at videos of Los Angeles. Loads of them.
Yes, but that's Los Angeles.
Nuln is one of the most advanced cities in the old world. So it's as close to Los Angeles as the old world's going to get. Yeah, crazy man. And everyone's now just watching this crazy man just screaming about colours, tasting of things, and wizard sleeves. And there's a dwarf running next to him going, tell me of your day. So, do you let the old man run free through the streets? Or,
Albie, ask him if he heard of the highest.
Of the what?
Oh, that's what it means.
Of the highest? You heard of what, Jesse?
I think Jazina's laptop has maybe died.
Ask him if he has heard of the high elves.
So, have you heard of the high elves?
No, but I've heard of the low elves.
For fuck's sake.
I chuckle and I return back to the inn. Thoroughly convinced he's a madman.
As you leave and he's off in the distance, you just hear him cry, "They have white skin and pointy ears, and like BDSM!" And disappears off into the streets.
He just described Dark Elves. God damn it, man.
Oh god.
Someone in Magma
And off and away.
is very angry.
Their favorite slave just escaped, swam all the way back to Nuln.
Many people are just looking at the old man and just going, Black Powder Week brings out the craziest of them, doesn't it? Many merchants are just shaking their head and going, oh, they keep adding that black powder to drugs, and other people just go, the alcohol, you know, the cheap booze sends you mad. And some other people just go, yes, it's the local crazy.
Some murmurs in the background. And those kids running around with explosives.
And some other old youth. And this kid is why you don't do drugs.
So after 5 minutes of 10 minutes walking back, you get back. The people in the tavern, although it's only like now maybe 9:30, again it is really busy. Like for any of you who had rooms that looked over the harbour or look over at the harbour, there's so many more boats in the harbour, even in the shanty town. Little dinghies, not dinghies. Well, yeah, I suppose they're dinghies, wooden dinghies, going back and forth with passengers. And the streets are just packed with visitors. That you do hear a couple of people in the tavern as you're eating breakfast going, yeah, well, it's Black Powder Week and it's amazing, but terrible accidents this year. Terrible accidents. Oh, yeah, no, a poor child blew his feet off. It was terrible. And there's just, would the rumours of the Marquis? No, the rumours of the Marquis wouldn't have spread now, but did you hear about the auction? Oh, terrible things happened at the auction. These beastmen attacked and it was all sorts of trouble. No word on Skaven, just beastmen.
What a fucking surprise.
Funny that.
In Dwarfish, fucking humans and their disability to accept reality.
So
This is coming from the dwarves that don't accept magic is real.
This is coming from the dwarf who just ran after a fucking madman.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And I pretty much just say that to him, just like. But in Reichspiel, so everyone understands it. Yeah, but you ran after a madman naked. So.
I mean, I thought for a second he found out some new gunpowder recipe.
That's what you got from a naked man running down the street covered in black powder residue?
It was mostly the black powder residue. You never
Things
heard
must
of
be
this.
weird at your hold.
You never heard of this human running around after he take a bath. I found out something really important.
I don't much care for naked humans, so no.
I did.
Well, he was a great defender. Well, he was a great defender. He was a great inventor at the time, so who knows? I thought it was a human thing. Seems I was wrong.
I'm gonna need a stronger drink for this.
For once, former priest, I agree with you.
Shut up.
9 a.m. Shots. It's 9:30.
Everybody!
Casper's gonna. Well, I assume he's back to his melancholy self.
Yes.
Yeah. So just.
Well, actually, I would probably say if you slept in a coffin last night, you'd wake up feeling good. But after about an hour, the effects have worn off, and you're starting to feel like you're on a very slow descent until 10 o'clock. You're like, oh, is there any point in going out? Fuck's sake.
Pretty much that around that time, I'm just kind of melancholy asking to just go to the party.
Don't need a drink.
Yes, because that worked so well last time. Oh, actually, I have a request. Did you Did any of you manage to find anything interesting in the manor?
I found some very dangerous-looking blowpipe darts.
Alright.
Wouldn't advise touching them though. They're covered in skaven runes.
Do you mind if I investigate them? I did promise Humperdinck that I'll spend my time now looking for not looking for, but I can't even complete a sentence anymore.
By all means, give me a few hours and I'll finish what I have to do for the day, and I'll join you. Yeah, hands make light work.
Sure.
I found a bunch of books,
Out
but
of
mostly
shelter.
stuff that I use myself.
I kinda missed what you asked.
Did you find anything interesting in the manor that could be of interest? And
I
if
mean-
so, is there anything I could take to study for now?
I've got some tools that might be useful the next time you want information. You want them?
Alright. I don't know if they'll do any good anymore, but yes. Not.
I hand over the 6th dungeon tools.
Forgot you had those.
Yeah, no, he just Casper just slid them across the table and picked them up and shoved them in his pocket or shoved them in his bag or whatever.
Cool.
Casper kind of shakes his head at the wine, like I'm not in the mood for drinking.
It really would just giggle a little bit.
Casper doesn't giggle or laugh or even smirk.
Casper does nothing anymore.
He's just deadpan as he looks at stuff, and as he gets the items. Did you hand him the darts? Not the darts, the blowpipe.
No, I said I'd give it to him in a few hours because I've got to
That's
do
fine.
something, and
Right.
then we can study them together.
Sure. He'll just say, knock on my door whenever you arrive, and I'll be ready to let you in. He picks up the tools and heads back upstairs to start studying.
Once he's out of earshot, just gonna look at the others and go, I'm worried about him.
I have better ears than you do.
Fuck. Yeah, well, wait until you got up the stairs, alright?
I have ears that are far, far better than yours. So
I have
sure.
heightened senses.
It
Like,
is a
like
busy
consensus.
tavern, so there is a background roar
Yes.
going on.
Yeah.
He has been acting different ever since we left Marquis. Well, ever since the fight, really.
He seems somewhat apathetic.
You call him pathetic.
You.
You're bony ass.
I said apathetic, damn it.
No, I'm apathetic. But apathetic what? This is just getting Casper's too depressed to talk. And now I'm a little bit depressed.
So,
What are we gonna do about him? We need to.
I propose feed him drunk. That usually helps that matter.
Don't think he
You-
can get drunk anymore.
You do realize he's incapable of getting drunk, right?
It's the reason
Maybe
he beat
Yeah,
me
right.
in a drinking contest.
you maybe think we should, I don't know, drag him to a brothel. Maybe that will cheer him up. Can he even,
rather-
in his current state?
You'd rather would look at Kala and say, Kala, I'm pretty sure he can't get it up anymore. I'm pretty sure he can't get it up anymore. Besides, if he were to shoot anything, it would probably be powdery.
I did not need to know that. That's. I hate you.
I know.
Did we try narcotics on him?
Again, he's immune to those.
Did we try narcotics on him? Just, I don't know. I don't even know how humans work most of the time. Just... Carla, I'm going with you on this one. Like, you're the closest to what he is.
It's even
Excuse me?
So, I would rather not shout that.
I had said that in a very muffled voice.
No, that was in character to her. Excuse me. It's like, I'd rather not shout this.
No, I don't really have an elf giving me shit on a regular basis. I don't need that dwarf to add to that list.
See if you can think of something that might help him. Like, what do you humans like to do for fun?
GM. Can I roll academic knowledge necromancy to try and think of some vampire entertainment?
You can -30. It's not really. You've never really looked into the pleasurable things for vampires. If you fail, you know what I'm going to tell you. Yeah, they enjoy killing people and drinking their blood.
It's funny that.
And Casper's case is so odd that you're like, well, he enjoyed himself at the brothel last time. Like when you walked in and they were all there, he looked like he was enjoying himself, just being there and, the liveliness of it all. And you don't think Casper would enjoy drinking people. Well, do you know about the blood wine?
I don't believe I do.
I think I did it subtly last time. Kinda subtly.
Like, I know the last lot was made in the brothel's basement with the guy that you tortured. And I believe that Olivia was stood there. And I think Black Hand was there for some of it, but then left.
I was standing outside the door.
I think you left just as or just after the blood wine was being made to tell Carla.
I left before they started getting information out of him.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a while ago.
I wouldn't.
And I don't fancy strolling down to the Temple of More and asking Zephyr, hey, so what do vampires do for fun?
But it's for the greater good.
Maybe I could try a spell on him, but that might, put him in good mood, but I don't think it would be safe. Because I have no idea how it, works with his particular affliction.
Anything's worth a try.
I had an idea and then I realized just how stupid it was.
Say it.
Warpstone. I mean, he's already dead. What can it do to him?
The issue is we don't have any.
I told you it was stupid.
Might be worth investigating.
Let's not try to mutate our friend.
Perhaps we should
Not
just...
go anywhere near Warpstone, please.
But what if he gets off on Warpstone? What if Warpstone is the thing that will make him happy again?
Let's not. We've seen what it does to rats. And we've seen what it did to our dear Marquis.
But he's dead. Well, technically dead.
We're not doing that to someone we call a friend.
Really will run her hand through her hair and she just... Perhaps we should find something to fight that may lift up the spirits.
He didn't seem to like fighting the Marquis.
Oh, but who would like fighting the Marquis?
I mean, that's true. It's as good as idea as anything. We could go ogre hunting, I guess.
We could
Save
go-
the smile.
We could go back to the fight pit.
So the plan is brothel and fight pit.
And Warpstone.
We're not warpstoning him. That's just a flat no. Right, then. Well, we got some things to do first. Let's get that done, and then I think he said he wanted to research. And then we'll take him to the fight pits and see if that will cheer him up. Help him not be a miserable sod.
Out of character, do we know about the Blue Rose? That he needs to break his curse?
Yes.
I believe you all
I
do.
think we were all in the room.
We all know
Yeah.
that.
Yes, including Carla.
Perhaps we should also search for information on that Blue Rose. Perhaps breaking his curse will help him.
That might be worth a shot.
As good an idea as any.
You want to know the library?
You guys go there. I've already promised I'd do some research with him in a few hours.
Rather, we'll just perk up and say, I would go with you to the library, but I think I'll stick with Ragnar for now.
Okay.
I
I'll
doubt
just
we'd
go
find
train.
anything in the library. I think it would be safer to ask Bane about a Blue Rose.
Didn't Bane say he don't know? He doesn't know? Sorry.
Well, if he doesn't know, I doubt we'll find anything in a public library.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we did bring it up to him in the.
Yeah,
We
we brought it
did.
up.
Just
No, we brought it up with Bumperdink.
Humperdinck,
not-
yes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Bumperdink.
But we didn't with Bane, I don't think.
We did it with Bane in the company. Bane said he doesn't know either. I do have it in my notes.
Okay. Oh no, we've lost a Yas.
No.
Just follow the group. Although, I don't think I'll be much help in the library.
Oh, you can come with me then.
Hey, maybe we'll find books, with lots of pictures.
Completely forgot you can't read.
I wanted to make that joke, damn it.
You rather will look at Liv and just say, a two brute.
A
You
two
know-
I
group
did say I
solution.
too.
You know, I could read for you.
I'll just stay with Ragnar.
I did say I teach you how to read and write. If we have some downtime.
We'll just shake our head. And then she'll just, if Ragnar is going, she'll just go. Her head.
Yeah.
Slum down.
I guess those mayflies have uses after all, eh?
Okay, yes, you are really quiet for me now, all of a sudden.
Again, the laptop's not giving me a break tonight. I'm sorry.
It's alright. These things happen.
So, let me get this straight. The Ragnar.
Mechanicus.
I shouldn't have been.
God, what voice is that?
That's very odd.
Why is it? What is this thing called? Machine?
Somewhere was meant to have put a 1 apparently, or should have put a number and haven't. Never mind. So Ragnar and Aurelia are going off to the Dwarven sector to do Ragnar's forging.
Yep. I will pick up a lock while I'm out there as well.
Sure.
Because I believe that the dart box didn't have a lock on it, if I remember rightly. So.
Yes. Yeah. Blackhand and Livia, are you going to Bane? Or are you doing something else?
Sure.
Like, you can go to Bane all together. I just wasn't sure if, like, what you were doing today. Because there was talk about libraries and then not going to libraries and then going to Bane. And
Well, the discussion was that if Bane doesn't know, what will the library know?
No, I just want to know where you're going. So if you want to go with the whole group, you can go and see Bane later on.
I suggest we go see Bane later on as the whole group before we try the fight pits.
Sure.
Yeah, so
do we want
Sure.
Livia? Are you going to check on your plants on the ship? Blackhand going to go and do some
I was there.
gunsmithing?
Yes.
Cool.
I might do some maintenance on the ship.
Sure.
Do we-
I mean, you haven't actually seen the new ship. So yeah, you can go down there. That's perfectly fine. Carla, were you doing anything, or were you just staying in the tavern?
This question.
Semi-miserable.
No. What are you doing today? Is Carla staying in the tavern, or are you going out to research, buy stuff?
She's probably gonna stay in the tavern, and when we all go to Bane, we'll all go to Bane.
Cool. Okay. And Casper, you're looking, just looking over the books you found and the tools that you were given.
Oh yes, I'll look over the tools as well and inspect them and.
Okay. Cool. Right. So, as Blackhand, you'll notice that the ship is magnificent. It's much larger when Livia points it out to you. It's the largest river-going ship that there is in the old world, with a beautiful finished wood. Doesn't have any defences on it at the moment. It has a lovely figurehead at the front of the ship. And you can obviously go and inspect it, but probably not much maintenance that needs doing on a brand new vessel. The crew are just running through procedures at the moment, like raising the sails, lowering the sails, getting the oars out and finding the comfortable positions and things of that nature, as well as restocking. So if you want, you can go and do some stuff with your guns.
I guess. Did I ever talk about Humperdinck if you wanted some gold coin for the gun?
Yes, you will have to pay that off. Humperdinck's gonna turn up in a couple of days. He's gone, like yesterday he went to the Countess, and then today he's doing something. He'll probably turn up tomorrow or possibly the day after, depends on what your group is doing. But that will all be sorted out then.
Hello?
Sorry. So
Everyone went silent. I was like, I just dropped out.
No. Sorry. So
I thought the same, but
Livia, you find that that the girl, I think it was Emily, on the boat is doing a sterling job looking after your plants there.
Oh right, I have something for her.
They pay you.
Livia would step up to her and basically
did-
hold out a lucky charm to her.
I'm sorry, but why did I immediately assume that Sterling Job was a sex thing?
What?
God damn it. What
No,
a
a sterling job is not a sex.
You thought that because you have a filthy mind.
Look who's talking.
So she
Amen.
reaches out as you offer her, and as you drop the item in, she's this is too much. You can't. She gets very bashful at your gift.
Get her booked.
No, I insist. You keep it.
Oh,
You did a good
there's-
job with plants, and maybe it'll help you.
Sorry, one thing that Carla would do, she would go get a lucky charm.
Sure.
10 gold, right?
Is it 10 gold? I think it's 10 gold.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do as best as I can, given the shitty condition of the day.
It's okay.
Yep.
It happens.
Okay, that is. I need to note that. I need to make a. Actually, where's the boat? Where's the boat? Did I? I will have to remember that for next time. No, for after the session to add to the boat's inventory sheet. I'm sure I made a handout for the boat. Never mind. I'll write it down in real life, and then I will add it after the session. So sure, Emily is given a lucky charm. As you check over, yes, she's doing exactly as you told her to do. It doesn't seem like she has that much to do on the ship at the moment. So looking after your miniature garden is quite enjoyable for her. Actually, let's start. I'm going to do something weird.
We get our own quarters on the ship now, or
At the moment, they're not sure. The way that the crew is distributed, it looks like at the moment you might, but then you don't know if one of the spaces is for guests that could be coming aboard, and if people have to share rooms. So at the moment, everyone's got their own room who's on the ship. But if you ask if there's somewhere for you to put your stuff that will be your room later on, she doesn't know at the moment, and the captain hasn't been told by Humperdinck.
oh, okay. Otherwise, I would have, started setting up my room.
It's
Sort
gonna
of
be
like
weird.
brew potions and stuff like that.
Yeah, at the moment, so the captain would probably get in on the conversation and say that at the moment he's not sure. There is a room that could be turned into a miniature forge and crafting room, or it could be an alchemy room, or it could be extra storage. Humperdinck hasn't really told them what he's planning just yet. And as you go down to inspect, you can see that the cargo holds, whilst they've got supplies for travelling, they haven't really got much goods for selling anymore.
So Humperdinck will probably load up a bunch of stuff before we move.
Possibly, or he's leaving Nuln with nothing and going to get stuff on the cheap elsewhere.
That honestly sounds like something you do.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back, Albie.
Yeah, so you're saying doesn't need maintenance?
No, it seems to be in pristine, brand new condition.
Wonderful. I'm going to Yeah.
Waddle off to the dwarven sector.
And he waddles away, waddle waddle, to the very next day.
I was asking about did I ever reach an agreement with Humperdinck about paying for the gun?
No, not at the moment, because there was a fight after the auction. During the auction, there was a fight. After the auction, you planned to take down the marquee. You took down the marquee, and you haven't really got to that point yet. But if you want the gun, you're paying for it all. That's pretty much how Humperdinck sees it. If you want to own it, you have to buy it off of him. If you want to do a payment plan, that's perfectly fine, but yeah, he's a merchant.
No, I'm not asking to give it to me for free. No, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I guess I'm off to the Dwarven Quarter, shoring up my gunsmithing.
Cool.
How many? Sorry for asking this every time, but what will the tax be to get there?
You have to work that out for yourself. It's 2 pennies every time you go through a gate or across a bridge.
Yeah.
And where is the
Dwarven Quarter is over here.
the ship?
It's on the map. There's an actual ship.
Alright, so that would be 2 pennies, 4 pennies, 5 pennies.
It's 3
6
bridges,
pennies.
no matter what you do.
4 bridges. Wait. Yeah, 4 bridges every time.
1, 2, 3.
And 4.
You're paying
Okay,
8.
you
You're
crossed
paying
this one,
8
sorry.
pennies. You're paying 8 pennies in total. It's 2 for each bridge and gate. Sorry, bridge and gates.
Crossing a gate.
No, you're going on 1 bridge, 2 bridges, 3 bridges, 4 bridges. Yeah, each one of those is a separate bridge. That's in Nuln, that is a bridge.
Yes.
That is a bridge, and that is a bridge. All 3 of them are separate.
So 8 pennies plus 20 for the books and the forge.
Yes.
Oh, apparently the the Great Bridge, this one here, actually has a nighttime toll.
I didn't realise that.
As does this one. Yeah, they have a nighttime tax, I suppose.
Does it increase?
Probably like double. I don't know. Let me see. That's night tax.
It's okay. I'm not gonna apply it to the game now. I can't be. It was just easy being like, yeah, everything. It says in the book everything's 2, so just everything's 2. It did make me laugh because it mentions in the book about how the dwarves get a bit pissy because they have to pay for 2 bridges just to get into the like main part of town where all the brothels are. So, time moves on, as it does in all things. And it is now sunset around that time. You've all finished your works and your chats and maintenance of things. If you want...
How many hours would it have been?
For you, it's like 6, 7... I think it's like 7.
Yeah, hours at the guild.
Yeah, I think it's like 7. Because it's now No, sorry, not sunset. Yeah, sunset. Because today's... I forgot today's cloudy. So Casper doesn't have to worry about nighttime. So yeah, it's end of work day. So you've done about 5 hours. Because you left about 9:30, went to the ship, had a look around the ship, and then went... if you want to do a roll on the Hockland long rifle...
I don't think I would, since I don't own it yet.
Sure, okay. So,
And
the day moves forward.
out of character, we still have that 1 month coming up.
No, in like in 6 days. Yeah, in about 6 days' time, you're leaving Nuln, because Humperdinck's work is done. The auction has finished, so you have.
No one will be able to work it on the ship. That's what you're saying.
That will be a discussion that will be had a few days closer to you leaving, when the ship map is made available. So the evening has come. You've all finished your work and got back to the Three Crowns. Even though it's, again, just finishing work time, the streets are already crowded. And as Blackhand, as you were walking from the boat to the Dwarven Guild, again, the streets are crowded. There's so many more people in Nuln than what you've ever seen before. It seems as if Black Powder Week is swelling the population by the hour, almost. And as darkness, and especially tonight, as it's already a very dark, cloudy day, the fireworks start off all the sooner.
Great. More noise, more smell. Fucking humans.
Pew. Wait.
There
we go.
What the fuck?
Brilliant. Jim's like,
What the fuck was that?
Jim's like, not my Transformer again.
That sounds more like a gun.
Irel have bought a lot of stuff, a lot of things, and she will make sure to go to the boat to drop off some of the things.
Sure, it will basically go in general storage for now, as you don't actually have rooms yet.
I mean, some of the things, the only thing she's actually concerned is easy, because it's 4 homing pigeons she bought. The rest she'll keep in her room.
Sure.
I really need to reorder my inventory. I mean, Livia right now is carrying a bunch of clay pots and a kettle and shit like that around.
What the fuck? Alright. I don't have the trade bar anymore. What the fuck am I still carrying it around for?
Yeah, sadly, I think I must have given up on the ship map at one point, because I only have the old ship. I don't have a new ship, so I must be. Maybe I just decided to edit the old ship. Can't quite remember.
I mean, that is a possibility.
No, so I bought a load of ship tokens, but none of them have ended up being. I'm a fickle bastard at times. If it doesn't meet my my critical eye, I'm like, no, it's not good enough. Doesn't meet my imagination.
Let me see.
But I do have a map. I do have a ship. I just have been lazy with creating the map.
I don't see.
Oh, that was it. All the ships were basically to make enough room for you all to have a room. I'd have to make the map like 200 by 200 with most of the ships. So I have to reuse the old one, and I think that annoyed me. So I was like, I had a hissy fit. I seem to remember that happening. But anyway, it is about the time when you guys can. Basically, Casper is done with his research. If you want to go and look at the blowpipe, And the darts you can, or you can go out drinking, or go to Bane, or go to the fighting pit.
I'd probably go into Casper's room, say, sorry, that took me so long. It's getting bloody busy out there. But change of plan, we're all going to Bane. That does not phase Ragnar. He's like, shit, it's locked. And then he just shouts that through the door. To go.
We lost Jazina again.
No! Yeah, stop.
You know, I'm saddened by the fact that we keep losing Yasina, but I'm slightly happy that it's not me this time.
You sick bastard.
Yeah, man, it's just too much bad luck.
Well, if you're shouting that through the door, Casper will go over, just unlock it, open it slightly, and just say, leave the trinket. I'll investigate it while you talk to Bane.
No, can do. It's a joint decision. You're coming with us.
I close the door and lock it.
Casper, don't make me kick down this door with Ragnar.
Wait, what?
I pull out my axe.
Yeah, I just go to get the wood elves. Like, did you just talk him out? Like, he's locked himself in his room like a child.
I wish I already had lockpicking. I don't. I'm just gonna bang on the door until he comes out.
I don't.
I'll walk back up to the door, press myself against it again. There's no point of me going, don't worry. It's better I just research shit.
You can research better at Bane's. Come on.
Come on. Chop. Come on, boy.
Just treating him like a dog now. We're horrible friends.
Hey, man. It really teases everyone.
Yeah. $11 seconds. That's a very oddly specific.
Didn't we
amount of
sell
time.
the Mastercrafted? Didn't we sell the Mastercrafted dagger?
We still
don't
have
think
it.
we did.
We probably forgot, knowing us.
It's on the boat. I remember because
I remember
kept it.
trying to sell it and then was showed it down.
we kept it because it's a best quality item,
Yeah.
and some classes require that. So,
Don't we have other best quality items now?
I do own 4 best quality quarterstaffs, but we're still keeping the other one because why not? It's super cheap. It's not worth first. I think it's 5 gold if you try to sell it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would use it. I use a dagger and a quarterstaff if I do use weapons, like ever.
Yeah, having a dagger around is always useful. So.
Well, I need it for some spells.
There we go.
Sorry, I just got a random phone call.
It's alright. We started talking about what things that the boat still has while we were waiting.
Oh, okay. What was the last said? Because all I said to the door was, "There's no point me going."
And Irela said, "Come on now, you're coming. Come on, chop. Come on, boy."
Yeah,
I believe a statement of, "Come on, or we'll use the dwarf to break down the door," was also made.
That was also made.
Yes.
yeah, no. Casper will just walk away from the door and go back to his table, putting the stuff away and just taking out the other books. We can researching them.
Oh, Casper. Oh, sorry. Oh, Ragnar. Now we either kick down the door and we have to pay for repairs, or we just leave him there for now.
I just hold up my finger and go to my room, get my pole hammer out, and come back. Like,
very well then. How much? Tell me, Master Dwarf, since you're the one that does these things, how much would a door such as this cost? Ooh,
That is
actually,
can I
in
roll
the
evaluate, because I do have
I
it.
Sure.
I also have it. Can I also try that?
Sure.
Ooh, damn!
Wow.
Damn.
The door itself, probably about
Can
the
we also
gold?
evaluate?
With all the hinges and everything, we're talking 2 gold. Aurelia, although you're not sure about how long it would take a human, you know, maybe 2 gold. Sorry, 10 silver to get it installed. Ragnar, you're thinking from a dwarf's point of view. Sorry, Blackhand, you're like from a dwarf's point of view. You know, maybe like 7 gold, 7 silver to install it. You know, a third of a day, not even that. Already
You really will stop and think.
For the door.
Can we see the hinges of the door?
Yes.
I'm just gonna look at the hinges, then look at Dragon and say, perhaps instead of busting the door open, why don't you just pull out the pins from the hinges and just push the door down?
That's a better plan than I had.
I agree.
I
This is a wood elf when I work at door.
I kind of like put my axe down and go get my smithing tools, because they probably have something that can be used for it.
A wood elf and a dwarf figuring out how to dismantle a door just so we can grab a vampire and take him with us.
And 2 dwarves.
2 dwarves and an elf break into a guy's room just to fucking bring him to the pub. A pub. Go see a fucking wizard.
So, what role would it be, do you? Pick lock?
How you're not picking the lock, you're destroying it. How long are you planning on spending? Is it unlimited time?
I would
Yeah,
say unlimited time.
Okay,
We're
I mean,
not exactly
ruin it.
gonna
with
be
that,
fussing about speed.
with that, then just give me both of whoever's getting involved in dismantling the door. Give me a D100 each, or just roll any stat. I just want to see if you get a natural 100. But there won't be any re-rolls for natural 100s this time.
Wow, Ragnar.
Fucking hell.
Bloody close, but not quite.
Aurelia is not gonna try it because she doesn't have, actual smithing / woodworking skills, so she's just gonna watch.
Fucking pansy.
So, Casper, there's about half an hour of mumbling and grumbling from the two dwarves as they're kind of talking about the best way. Like, should they take the pins out of the? Sorry, not pins.
So all this is happening over half an hour?
Over half an hour, they dismantle the door.
Alright. During the half an hour, would I be able to jump out the window?
You could.
You dick.
You could.
Gathering up my things.
You dick.
Gathering up the stuff in my bag and just jumping out the window.
Yeah, I mean, it would be possible. I mean, so give me an athletics or acrobatics check. If neither of them applies, then it would be agility halved.
I don't think there is an athletics or acrobatics. I think there's a trade acrobatics, but I don't have that.
So a scale sheer surface with a +20, or a There really isn't a. Yeah, or it would be an agility test with halved, I believe, for fantasy. Unless you have an applicable skill. I mean, basically, I'm looking for natural hundreds here to see if you like fall off the roof and land comically.
No, skill sheer certs is actually better for me, so I'm gonna do that. Nope.
You were saying?
Oh, am I roll still GM only?
Yes, they are. So it is a fail on a 94 on a 51. So as you open a door, Casper, you like put a chair up so that you can like step up to the windowsill and step out. The chair gets knocked over. You catch your foot and like hop a little bit on the roof, which damages a few tiles. But you stay on your feet enough to be able to climb down and you're off. A lot of people are like, oh my god, what's that man doing climbing up there? And obviously there's a bit of gossip about you sleeping with someone's wife, you know. Obviously doing a runner.
Yeah, no, I just
Question is,
walk
does
into
the
the
ready
nearby
hear
way.
any of that?
So can the 3 outside the door give me a perception? Yes, perception test with a -10. Because there is quite a lot of noise going off. There's fireworks going off.
Boom.
So yeah, two of you hear that.
Actually, all 3 of us.
Oh no, all three of you. Sorry, all 3 of you. So I'm looking at the Soon Raccoon screen now, which is missing Casper's role, and I was like, "All right, that must be Casper's role." And it's like, no. Yeah. So yeah, you all hear the window open, the clatter of the chair, and when the window's opened, like you can hear popping outside from one of those fireworks that fires multiple little shells up, and when the window opens, that gets audibly louder. And then you hear whoa, tish, of the tiles getting broken.
Everyone's just gonna look at Ragnar, look at Black Hand, and
Run
she'll
out.
just walk out of the building.
Yeah.
I presume seeing the 2 of them walk out the building, that
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
gonna
start
follow,
fixing the door and then follow.
So Lydia's just coming out of her room, seeing all these people in front of the vampire's door. She's like, what's going on here then?
We are trying to get Casper out of his grumpy mood, but he starts to run away. So
By breaking
now-
his door down.
I love how your left now was being ready or fucking up to try and catch up to him.
Well, yeah, we wanted to get in his room to get him out. And we heard him trying to escape, so now Caspar, I meant Ragnar and Irelia are chasing after Caspar.
Hey man, I'm gonna let you chase after him because you're already chased after a naked dude. I'm pretty sure you can catch up to him.
Out of character, how mad would you be if Livia were to learn about his books?
Well, he doesn't everything he has on him, he's got on him.
Yeah. I don't exactly leave my books behind. I bring them everywhere.
No.
I make it a point to make sure about that.
So I mean, once they actually get in, so here's the thing. It takes you half an hour to get the door open. The door isn't open at the moment when you hear Casper leaving. That doesn't happen as soon as you... he doesn't leave as soon as you open the door. About 15 minutes, I'd say, goes by of him hearing the dwarves grumbling about how to do it, and then a tapping of metal and the tink of, bits getting attacked. So, 5 minutes for him to chuck things in a bag and then open a window and out, you're probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the job before you stop and then have to go out. So if you want to get into his room, you'd have to spend another 15 minutes dismantling the door. By the sounds of it, have Ragnar and Aurelio run off after Casper, or have you guys just let him go?
Oh no, we've run. Well, I ran off after him because I thought that's what also Aurelia said.
Yeah, everyone's is trying to chase after Casper.
Okay, so I mean, you two are going after Casper, but by all means, if Blackhand and Aurelia want to go after him, they can, or they can do put the door back together, take it apart. It's up to you guys.
Well, should we follow them then?
I mean, you can follow him. I will finish fixing this door that we started dismantling. I don't think the innkeeper will be happy with the dismantled door.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I'll go and follow them then.
See you soon.
So sure, Blackhand continues to repair the damage that that they have done, and you can go off after Casper. So, Casper, you're down on the ground.
Yeah. No, I would have just walked into an alleyway and sat down somewhere, just waiting for it to blow over, and then before, getting back up and getting back into my room.
Sure. Okay. So you sit down in the proximity of where you jumped down. For the rest of the group who have run over,
I think Mac.
this hello. This is going to be a little bit odd. So you guys who have just run down the stairs, run out to the front of the tavern. Why is it invisible? So you go outside to the tavern. You run round to where Casper's room is, so you can see the rooftops and put it underneath the fucking map, you slimy son of a bitch. Okay. So yeah, you can run round there and you can see where the roof is. Would you give me a perception test once you get round to where Casper's window is?
Minuses?
At the moment, just flat.
Oh, I failed.
I was gonna say, I really hope one of our wood elves has something like follow trail here, because that might be helpful.
I do have tracking. Yeah, follow trail. I do have it. Problem being, my intelligence stat is not that high, and I have a -20 while I'm inside the city.
That's fair.
So, Ragnar, you look round as you get down, and you don't see him anywhere on the main street.
Where the bloody hell is he got? Elves, you're the ones that track people.
Am I there with them?
I think you said you were coming to join us, so...
Yeah, so after your quick conversation with Blackhand, what the fuck did I just put that to front? You stupid son of a... There we go. So you're a couple of moments behind. So as Ragnar is looking around and Aurelia's looking around, this is when you turn up.
Well,
I mean, that's a way to do it.
So you look round from. So again, you've come round and you're looking down the street. You don't see him anywhere along the street. You don't see him down the main street. You guys start moving, a bit. Well, if he didn't go down there, well, maybe he went off that way. Can you all give me intelligence tests with -40? Yeah, -40. Casper, can you, if you're trying to conceal yourself in the alleyway next to the 3 crowns, then can you roll concealment?
Instead of me giving -40 intelligence, can I just use follow trail?
No, this has to. Well, it's still. Is it still intelligence? It's still intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah, follow trail is intelligence.
Yeah,
It's just
sure.
that because -40 to my intelligence is, I have to get a 1 to succeed.
Well, so just quickly so do an intelligence test on its own -40, because this is for you trying to think of how Casper has fought. And then if you want, you can roll a follow trail after that. Casper, can you roll for me either a concealment or a hide or a stealth check?
If it wasn't -40, if it was just -30,
That's so sad.
Ouch.
Oh.
I'm not touching the ground. The ground is dirty, filthy. I can't follow a trail in this dirty city.
I mean, 2 of us thought like Casper.
So, as Aurelia kind of can't quite get into the mindset of Casper, she starts looking for trails, and kind of rightly, you can't pick up an individual's trail very easily in the city that has hundreds of footprints going by, and where you just don't know which direction he went off in. There's too many to follow. Whereas Ragnar and Livia both kind of stop for a moment and start muttering to themselves a little bit, just thinking, well, he's been acting like this, and would he really run off? And finally they look back at the 3 crowns and they're like, or would he just, and they walk around the corner and you can see Casper just sat there on like a bin, like he's quite far down the alley trying to conceal himself, but he's just kind of sat there just like trying not to move, the hope that you guys will just think he's a beggar perhaps and walk on by. But you kind of look there going, yeah, it makes sense he wouldn't go that far.
Just go up to him. Try to grab hold of him, because, he's not going to get away from us that easily.
Yeah, Casper just sits there, and as they grab him, he just.
You're a bit pale for a beggar. Oh, come on. You'll like
As I told
this.
you, nothing I do will come to fruition.
No, we're just very good at thinking like you. Bane will cheer you up. You know he always does. He always has something special for us.
But as soon as I close my eyes, you light up the Christmas tree.
You what? Sorry, you cut out for me.
Oh, as soon as Livia would close her eyes, he would light up like a Christmas tree. Because he's a vampire and knows magic.
Oh yeah.
What color is that Christmas tree? Also, what is a Christmas tree?
I think it's an elven custom.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Saint Nicola is a human tradition.
I believe it is. I believe,
especially since he's the patron saint of homeless people and prostitutes, I think.
Oh, nice.
That's actually real. Look it up.
No, I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah.
Saint Nicholas was
You're talking about the one with the children feast, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't feed the children prostitutes, so it's fine.
Okay.
Well, now that our Benny Hill segment is over, we're dragging you to Vane.
Do you mind if I go back in my room and unlock my door, because I locked it from the inside?
No, we'll sort that out with me. Last we left, Blackhand was still undoing your door, so he'll be in soon and he can sort that out. You're not getting away from us that easily.
Aurelia, you could quite easily climb up and go through Casper's window and then. I imagine
If I
you're
don't have
quite
to make a
agile.
roll, I will do that. Yes.
You would need to give me a climb sheer surface, but you'd get a plus, probably a plus 10, maybe a plus 20. Let's call it a plus 20. You've got as much time as you want.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I don't think I'm gonna succeed with a 40.
Nah, fool!
Oh.
Nah, fool!
Oh.
Nah, fool! Come on!
100. Oh,
I can't do it.
It takes you a
Crits
while.
fail,
No,
Full sound breaks the neck.
that's what I was waiting for. It's an easy enough test. It really doesn't take you that long. It's not that difficult. So it takes you like 10 minutes. But you're able to, you try to get your leg up, but you're like, fucking hell. Jesus is not like climbing. Well, not Jesus, but
Isha,
this is not like climbing a tree. What are these sharp, bloody fucking tiles and fucking? You get up eventually, and you're able to unlock Casper's door.
Okay. I will do that, and I will also block the windows.
Sure.
okay.
I'm going to stop working on this map now because I keep clicking on the map layer and moving the whole thing around, and it's angering me. So your ship and your rooms will be built, but it's going to take some customization. I could just use the room. No, I can't put a 40k modern room in a ship. Wouldn't make any sense. So, Casper, would you allow the group to basically drag you off?
Yeah, he'll just walk along. I know Ragnar is practically dragging him, but at the same time, he just kind of
just begrudgingly going along with it like a child being taken to the shops with his parents.
Not really. It's more of a guy that's like just resigned himself. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Shit, fuck it. Like he's walking. He's not just dragging.
Even though you have the Mega Sad, we will not abandon you. Even if you have to leash you and drag you everywhere.
Ooh woo.
Okay, so you gather everyone up, and you head off to Baines. So you go back. Monsoon Raccoon. Zoom out. There we go. You go back to Baines as a party. I've got to move over there, City of Nuln. I don't want you anymore. So the guards are pretty used to you now. As you come along, they just give a bit of a shrug and a sigh, and yep, sure, go on in. But again, they do watch you and make sure that you are going straight to the to Baines, not deviating. And as you knock on the door, the apprentice opens, sees you all there, and yeah, sure. Come on in. I will inform the master that you're here. He was in his study. I'd just go up to his library, I suppose. No, sorry. He's in his library, but you guys go up to his study. And once you're in his study, you make yourselves comfortable as usual. Take your preferred seats. You would notice that from the tower, you just get absolutely spectacular views, which I think I mentioned last time, from the fireworks coming up from the Reich. And after a couple of minutes, Bane appears. And as Bane appears, I think this would be how are we all doing? I know Josina's in and out.
I'm running a bit tight on time.
Okay.
I probably could do 15 minutes more.
I think for this we'll stop for now because Bane's bit can be. I don't think you've
Very
mentioned with Bane about blue roses. I don't think you've had him look at Casper for a while. He's going to be interested in what happened to the Marquis. He's going to be interested in some of the things.
I will probably have brought along the demon metal.
Well, there you go. Definitely a thing for next time. Because I know he'll be interested in this shit. It's not a 15-minute long conversation. He's going to be like, what if you make a rune out of demon metal? So yes.
No.
By all means, join us next time to find out what happens when the group ask Bane for a little bit more of his knowledge. Only this time they have goodies to share with him, which might just tweak him to deliver a little bit more arcane knowledge.
Go
ahead.
I mean, we give him goodies every time, but
you do.
These are more juicy goodies.
So you'll have to join us in the next episode to find out what happens when our group have a discussion with Bane, revolving curses, blue roses, warpstone, mutations, chaos steel, and many others. I certainly am looking forward to these discussions, and I hope you're looking forward to watching them. So, take care everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.